Hello, dear ones. I'm hoping that you can hear more of this water flowing and the birds chirping and not too much wind. I'm sitting on the beautiful farm, and if you've noticed, I've been putting up so many pictures and videos of this outside world lately because I've just been really impacted by it, by the beauty of it, and noticing it so much more and appreciating it and realizing I now have done 13 episodes of my podcast, which is quite amazing. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like a twisty thing on that branch right there. So cool. And there's the little water and the farmhouse. Yeah, 13 episodes, and I keep asking every one of these people, what is it that is making it easier for you to be on this planet right now? Look at these interesting little black fuzzy things. I think these are the buds of this tree. What is it that's helping you be on this planet? And, it's almost every single one of them have mentioned nature. And there's so many studies now about how spending just a little time, just 5 minutes in nature, makes such a dramatic difference for your nervous system, for your mental health, so many things. And they're saying that it's just as good on a video as it is on in real life. So I've been wanting to share it more with you. And the thing I've been thinking about just now, and actually for a day or two, and I had a real aha last night, was that, so many of us are dealing with that program that we got as kids that we need to do a good job. Do your best, right? This pressure to do our best, to do a good job, to not get in trouble, to try hard enough, to be a good person or a good parent or a good child. That pressure is just so heavy. And yet here we all are living in this circumstance when so much of what's happening has to do with so many other things that are beyond our control. And so how do we deal with that? We're blaming ourselves as if we're the only reason why we can't, do things right or do things good. And how do we deal with this fear about what if I do it wrong? What if I can't do it right? Right? So a lot of different ideas can support us, a lot of different philosophies and perspectives. One being that we don't understand the whole picture, right? That there may be, for example, something that goes wrong, may in our perception, may be the thing that was needed for something else that we don't understand to go right. Or that that thing that we perceived as wrong might have been like a way better option than the thing that would have happened if that thing hadn't happened. But the one that really I was noticing last night and this morning is that I probably don't have the tools to do these things, these human life things, better than whatever it is that's like the higher power or the universe or the universal consciousness or source or God, whatever you want to call it. It is like virtually impossible that I would have stronger skills than that essence. And so last night I was like, you know what? I think I have this list of things that are not quite right now, right? Things that I think are wrong or that should be better or that should be different, or if they were different, I would feel better. And I thought, first of all, that list is what's making me have a hard time. Because if I was okay with all of those things, then I would have nothing that would be like a problem. It's me wanting to change those things that is my stress right now. So that whole like stress is what you're thinking and believing, Byron Katie thing, so true. But what if I gave that list to God, Source Creator, and just said, hey, these are the things that I can't figure out. Can you help me with them? Help me with accepting them? Help me with understanding them? Help me with moving through them? Help me with the decisions that I have to make related to them? And so I wrote out this list and I said, okay, let's see what you can do with these. Because I don't know how to deal with them. And this morning I was thinking about, it's like right now, some of you know that we're building a house. And like, I'm not building it. I'm not hammering the nails. Like, I'm having someone build it. And if I went and was like, you know what, let me tell you what to do, like, just do what I say, it would be so difficult. And the reason why I'm not doing that is because I don't know how to do it, right? I have opinions about it, but I don't really know how. Like yesterday, they knocked off the chimney. It's like a rebuilding of a house. It's not a brand new house. It's a rebuilding of a barn that was built in 1940. Not a barn, a garage. So it's a 100-year-old garage that we're attempting to turn into a house. Let me tell you, if you're considering doing something like that, it has not gone well, and it has been really, really hard. But we've got a second contractor, and we're trying again. And we've got another loan, and we're trying again. So anyways, they were knocking off the chimney, and I like the chimney, right? But there's like, I can't have this other thing called a HERS rating, which is like an environmental issue. I can't pass the HERS rating with the chimney because the chimney is so old that a lot of air goes through it. And basically the HERS rating tells you how airtight your house is so that you're not like wasting electricity or whatever. It's a way to be more environmentally like reduce your footprint or whatever. So I appreciate that. I think that's a great idea. But I also really like the chimney. I like the idea of having a little wood stove or pellet stove or whatever. So I was kind of disappointed. But in order to get the certificate of occupancy, which would allow us to live there, we have to get this HERS rating passed. And he was like, with the chimney there, ooh, look, big bird, you're probably not going to pass your HERS rating. So you need to knock down the chimney, which is a whole bunch more work and extra money than anticipated. But it's like, you can't get to the certificate of occupancy unless you knock down the chimney. So I feel like that's a really good metaphor for life. Like, okay, maybe I don't want to like lose a whole bunch of money to the first contractor who just like stole it, scammed me. But maybe that is like the chimney. Like, it's going to cost a whole bunch of money. It's going to be more work, but the only way to get to the other thing. So there may be something else that I'm trying to get to that I don't know I'm trying to get to, that Source is trying to get me to, that required that chimney being knocked down, that contractor doing that thing to me. Excuse me. And I just don't understand because I'm not the contractor. Like, I don't really get why we need to knock down the chimney. I feel like couldn't we like, I don't know, put like some sort of thing around it to make it work better? But no, he's like, in my professional opinion, your best course of action is to knock down this chimney. So why don't I let like the professional make these bigger decisions, you know? Professional meaning God, source, universe. Um like these all these plants around me right now, it got really warm the other day and they all started having their little buds, right? But then it got freezing again and it all frosted over, and I don't know what that's going to mean for them. But it doesn't seem like they're like protesting and upset and having a fit. Like, you told us it was spring and now it's freezing. Like, what the fuck? What's the program? This is not how it's supposed to go, you know? There's like an ability to be like, all right, this is what's happening now, is that it's freezing and we already put our buds out, so we might not have flowers this year, you know? And they're like not having a panic attack about it, which I don't know, maybe they are, we can't tell, but it doesn't seem like it. So that's my metaphor for today. And I'm super grateful because I was supposed to be on a podcast today that I was so excited about, and that's like a really big deal. And then it got canceled. But I'm now training myself to always be like, it didn't get canceled, just something came up for him and he needs to reschedule. But I'm really training myself to be like, okay, what is the blessing in disguise? Like, what is the silver lining? Like, what could this be about? Or like, how can I move through this with less resistance? And it created this window of time for me to take a very slow walk, which my favorite thing is to like not feel rushed on my walk. I usually walk slowly, but today I got to just like literally meander and enjoy this nature, have these thoughts, share them with you, and just be like, okay, this chimney needed to get knocked down. That's going to be my new favorite metaphor, by the way. So get ready. Yeah, this chimney needed to get knocked down for some reason. I don't completely understand it, but I'm going to go with it. So this podcast needed to get rescheduled. This, you know, situation with the house needed to happen this way. Things with my childhood needed to be the way they went with my childhood. Things with my kids' childhood needed to go the way. Things with my divorce, all of these things. Things with my brain injuries, anything, add it to the list. Chimneys sometimes needs to get knocked down in order for the whole thing to come together. And because we are not the contractor, it's not going to make sense to us. And just like I'm doing with the contractor, I'm like, all right, I'm going to decide to just, ooh, another big bird. Can you see that one? Oh, there it is. I'm just going to be like, all right, let's knock down the chimney. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of bricks that are left over from it. A lot of them got broken, but a lot of them are still whole. So now I'm like, okay, what could I do with these broken bricks? You know, probably something cool. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking about like a little fire pit or something, right? Little gardening something. I want to make a labyrinth at some point, so I could use them for that. And it could be a reminder. Okay, my loves, I'm going to let you go. Love you, love you.